Hello, hello, and welcome, or should I say ho, 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 Christmas cousins? I'm Cousin Chad.
I'm Cousin Seth.
I'm laughing because for those of you who know a little bit about the show or have seen our Instagram, I always post my little Chihuahua baby. And Seth, you and I were talking before
Mhm.
about how she's doing. One day she's not doing well, another day she's doing amazing. Right now she's
Yes.
feeling great, but she has a tail rash, so she has a soft collar on. And she's just kind of running around in circles, snorting and making noise. And that's fantastic when you're recording a podcast. So we'll see.
Absolutely.
She is doing well, though. Baby, come over here. Say hi to
That's
Cousin
good.
Seth. Yeah.
No, she seems to be in high spirits and she's feeling better. Lots of crazy activity, I think, is generally a good sign. So,
Yes, you're right. And she's been
in
eating
the
a
animal
lot. And
kingdom.
she's excited because I told her in about, what is it, 2 months, 11
Mhm.
and 13 days or so, her cousin Seth is coming to visit. That's right. Yes.
Oh
Early
my God.
May.
That's soon. Yeah, I guess so. It's almost March.
Early May. We're going to
Unbelievable.
have, Seth, it looks like we have a family event coming up here in North Carolina. I think we're going to have all the cousins together.
From what I've seen so far, so when the RSVP for the invite, which was beautiful, it was so great to see. I responded back immediately,
Right.
yeah, I saw you could see the people that are coming and stuff. And yeah, I was already looking to shape up like a good list of attendees. So very
Wow,
excited.
family
Yeah.
reunion. That's exciting.
Mhm.
So Seth, here's my question. Should we do a full in studio live all cousins together show if we can? What do you think
Oh
about
my
that?
God. Yeah,
That would be fun.
100%. Yeah. If
Yeah.
it
I loved it.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be a lot
Oh
of
my God,
fun.
that'd be so great. Yeah, it'd be a big group. So we'd have to
Yeah.
probably do it like in multiple shifts or something, like bring in like this side of the family and who they are. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's
Wow, that's
great
gonna be
stories in
fun.
each one.
Well, the main thing is, Seth, and everybody's pretty much following along for
Mhm.
forget about all the cousins with one cousin in particular. And that cousin, Seth, I think we know who
Yes.
this cousin is, don't we? I think we know. This is everyone, Cousin Seth. The world wants to know, Cousin Seth. Everyone is dying. We did the first date episode last week with Mrs. X. We won't say her name yet.
Mhm.
But we want to know, and I'll say her name, Emily Ratajkowski. I said her name, Seth. I'm
It's
sorry.
close. It's close.
Um,
You kind of lost it on the last name, the tail end of the last name, but
oh, okay. But so here's the thing. So everybody wants to know. We haven't had a ton of episodes lately. We've been busy. We're doing different things, but we wanted to jump in and follow up to see how's it going. It's now been over a week since your first date, a week and a half or so. So Seth, fill us in. Tell the world. Let's get right off the bat. How are
okay.
things going? Are they still going on? Seth, what's going on?
That's my bagpipe intro.
Yes,
Yeah, the drum roll is getting a little played out, so
right.
that'll be our little switch up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here we are, a week out. Yeah, a
Over.
little over a week out. Um, After the first date, and yeah, there a second date was had.
Whoa.
Yep. And things are still seem to be going strong. She hasn't tired of me yet, so that's a positive thing.
So did you hear this, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yes, is
He
right.
got it.
Wow. Things are rolling. I mean, audience, what do you think about this?
Yes.
Okay, so fill us
Um,
in. So you had the
okay.
first date, you met in person, everything went well. We did a whole hour on that. This will be a shorter episode. So after the first
Yes.
date, how did it happen that you ended up with a second date, Seth?
Well, as you know, we there was I say a post date conversation after the first one. We chatted a little bit. It's because I like the little scrolling marquee thing on the bottom.
If you're
Ask
watching
you
the
a
video,
very
you'll see,
poignant question.
yes, there's a scrolling marquee at the bottom saying, "Is Cousin Seth getting married?" This is for the video portion. If you see him giggling, I sometimes change the wording. But okay, Seth, I'm sorry. So you had the first date, it was successful. And then what happened?
Yes. At the end of it, yeah, I, like a gentleman asked for a second date, and she accepted. And yeah, that for drummer Seth. And yeah, and then we kind of parted ways. We were chatting the whole next couple days.
So you didn't play any of those cat and mouse games? You went right like the next day you spoke. You weren't like, we have to wait 48 hours.
No, that yeah, that afternoon, maybe like a couple hours afterwards. Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna sit there and wait and like, okay, maybe I'll text her tomorrow. I figure I put it out there, and it's
Right.
not that I'm trying to force things along, but I felt it's, I don't know, it's a good time. I don't know. I was
Right.
enjoying myself. She seemed to be enjoying herself. So let's yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
so we get to after that. So you're texting back and forth, and who
Mhm.
initiates and says, let's have a second date? How did this happen?
Well, that we had already discussed it. We I think I want to say I put it back out there.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, in all reality, she's like, will you just make a move already? She's just like, let's get this second date going. I want
Okay.
to see if you're worthwhile or
So
worth it.
she was into it too. She wanted to see where can we go with this, and you wanted to see after the successful first date, which we
Yes.
dissected that thing every which way on the other episodes. So
Uh-huh.
did she know about the first episode where we went over? It seems like
Yes, I did tell her that. And again, I tried to reassure her. I'm like that. No names were given, any specifics, anything that would, your description I felt was vague enough, but you did start to narrow it down when you realized it was a person that's lived in 2 states.
yes, New York
It's
and Chicago. So we narrowed it down a lot. Yes.
yes, or not even lived in one, visited the other. So in
Oh,
any
okay.
version of yes. So, is that getting too specific?
Hold on one second. I've narrowed down first name, middle name, last name. Oh, done. Yeah, that was very specific. That's the last piece I needed, Seth. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so yeah, so
I
okay,
went
so
out
going
with
back
Barbara
to
Streisand. Wait.
what happened
Zero.
on
Yes.
the second date. So what happened? You decide we're going to go,
So
and
we were gonna go. So we're like, we'll do something in the afternoon. This is during the week. I was like, oh, okay. She had a little break in her schedule between some things, so we were gonna get together for lunch, and I figured we'd have a couple hours, to hang out and have lunch.
okay,
Um, so and then like the day before, we're like, let's move it to later. So after her commitment in the afternoon, we went out afterwards. But perfect.
okay,
So go the next day. Meanwhile, we're still chatting the entire time, texting and everything like that. About an hour and a half ish before we're about to go meet up.
uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I think, yeah, we had a restaurant and stuff. I think we were going to meet there. I received a call about a family member who had to. Yes, I answered
Ah,
that.
Shay. Hey, Shay, we hear
Hello.
you're going to have a moment of happiness. We can't let this happen unabated. We've got to get
Right.
on the way, Shay. Shay.
Just when you thought.
Yeah. We had a
Don't
timer
forget,
going. You can't have happiness unabated for that long, Shay. So,
during a weekday at that.
you do wait for that shoe to drop, and there was the call. Hi, it's the shoe. Okay.
Exactly. It's a shoe phone.
All lines are busy.
Okay. That's what you need to do. Get your voicemail going. Okay. So anyway, so the date gets
Absolutely.
pushed off.
No,
You, of course, you take
it
care of
did go.
everyone before
Is that
yourself. You take care of everyone before yourself, don't you? Don't you, Seth?
in a lot of cases, yes. In most cases, I think. I just do. Yeah, I feel like I can, and it's yeah, it's not a huge thing. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I wasn't going to let those things kind of interfere with this. I was just like,
Right.
okay, at this point, I've got a handle on it. I know and things. So, and those two worlds are very separate right now. It'll keep like that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yes.
So you must
So
fill your own cups before you can fill others, as they say. A little me care, Seth.
yeah,
Think of
yes, exactly.
self-care.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think it's good to put that out there. More people
Okay.
should.
So you go and you meet. Where do you meet up?
Oh no, so I get this call, and I'm like, oh, like I had to go, like it was an emergency situation. So I text her, I'm like, can I call you? She's text back, she's like, oh no, I'm curious, I'm worried what it is. And rightfully so. She's probably thinking like he's canceling or something, what he's coming up with some crazy excuse. So I called and I explained the situation and I apologized profusely and stuff like that. So I was just like, and she was lovely. She's like, well, keep me updated, let me know and stuff. And we continued to text and talk. And then so that was that day. And then we're like, okay, well, we want to obviously get together. And I didn't want her to think that like, oh, we'll touch base like next week or something like that. And I mean, if she scheduling stuff, of course, but so I'm just like, let's reschedule or something. And it's let her know I was serious.
Okay.
Hopefully you're not checking it. And she's like, yeah. So we decided for like the next day, maybe we would do lunch or something.
Okay.
So so we worked out all those details. Fortunately, the next day, everything was good. All children were, my son was picked up. Everything was taken care of on that end. So we were able to hang out. Went and picked her up.
Okay.
And yes, and so we
All right,
got
so it's
to
the
the
second time you guys have seen each other in person.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how did you greet each other this time? It's the second
And
time.
now, for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, it's so soulful. But, if that music was playing, that might have kind of helped or initiated that at that time. But
I said I would have been on speaker. I would have been waiting. I would have sat through the whole day and played sound effects. I offered that, Seth.
I told her.
Cousin Chad, everybody coming at ya.
It's Nike playing the whole time.
We're at the second date, Seth. Where is this now? You're meeting at lunch. It's lunchtime.
So no, I picked her up at her house. I opened the door.
She gave
for
you her address. That's good.
Yeah, and I made that comment. I'm like, all right, this is progressing. Or maybe I thought it to myself. Maybe I didn't make it. It's so hard to tell sometimes. So I went and picked her up, and we went to Panera for lunch.
Oh, fancy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very. Well, it's like we didn't do anything too crazy or too heavy, and we had lunch, had a very nice conversation. We were there for a little while, and then these two women sitting next to us, who were chatting, just their conversation just seemed to kind of repeat itself. And I stepped away to go to the washroom, and I came back, and they were still kind of going on about it. It was like, all right. So
what are they going on about?
Family stuff, old people stuff.
Okay.
Just droning on about. So we decided to leave and get out of there. And
Okay.
yeah,
So where'd you go?
went. We just went and hung out for a little while at her place. And,
wow.
Just,
Okay.
just talking, and it was very nice.
Breaking news. So they went back to hang out. Okay, I'm not saying anything salacious went on. I'm just saying you went back. That's a big step to enter someone's domicile. That's all I'm saying. So
I had
back at the house. Oh yeah.
It's a.
I'm telling the whole story through sound effects, Seth.
When I first got there, I did get a tour.
Oh, a tour.
And I was given something.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
I can't believe I forgot. I can go get it if you want, but we just post the picture.
Okay, tell everyone what it is, audience. You're gonna love this. Yeah.
So she likes podcasts, and she knows that we do one. I do one with my cousin. But I've never told her the name.
Okay.
I don't think it's that difficult. I mean, type in top podcast in the world.
In the world, it shows up.
Yeah.
Right.
And cousin. I mean, it's those 4 words.
She's like, is your name Joe
5,
Rogan?
Exactly.
Are you Conan O'Brien?
Okay. So many. So yeah, it's a little, it's a coffee mug, teacup kind of thing with Santa Claus on it, and it says "Merry Christmas."
Wow, our
blown away.
girl, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if she likes Christmas. She's into it and stuff like that. So it's like, okay. So
she's
she'll
ready
be
to go on a Christmas journey. I mean, because a new podcast could be starting this September. Christmas Cousins X with Mrs. X.
Have her voice, yeah, exactly, scrambled out. And
when are we are we going to have her on? So it's been through a couple dates now. Have you discussed her coming on to the podcast?
So
this is my big this is my white whale.
So there has been a third date.
Well, there's been a third date, everybody. Do you hear this? Oh my God.
I figured we just could throw it into this episode. Yes. Oh my God.
I did know about the third date. Cousin Seth did text me, and in fairness and transparency, but I was kind of like, don't say a word. Just tell me on air. Okay. So the first date, you're hanging out at her house, you went on the tour, things went well.
No, that was the second date. That was the second date.
I'm sorry. How far between the second date and now the third date? How did that come up, and how far was that from the second date?
And now for the moment you've all been waiting for.
So after at the end of the second date, or maybe somewhere, or no, it was probably after. I don't know why we'd be texting each other during a date. Here's what I'm thinking for next time. Get your phone, let me see your schedule. So probably after it, I was like, or maybe she was like, when we'd see each other again, or one of us said it. And then, and we're kind of like going back. I'm like, well, this is my schedule is this. She's like, well, mine is this. So it was like,
when was the third date between the second and third date?
Sorry. It was like a day or two later.
A day or two later. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So you made the plan. That was a wild planning. Did you hear that, baby? Baby just tried to jump off the chair. And radios were tuning out. Radios were tuning out everywhere. Okay.
For the third date was here at the estate.
Mansion? You had her at the mansion.
Yeah. I know.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. So wait, you brought her back to the estate, to Seth Manor, Cousin Seth Manor. Date 3.
Did.
That's a good move. It's not a bad move, I'm saying. If I had a giant,
it was kind of a last minute thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna get lunch, or no, it was a last minute thing. We're gonna hang out. And then she's like, well, I'll come out by you. I was like, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of stuff around here. We go, and So
what happens to the household staff when you have guests? Did you dismiss everyone? Were they there?
Yes, very quickly. I was like, everybody out.
Oh, really? You dismissed everyone?
Yes. Yeah, I threw cash at all of them, and I said, just go figure out something to do for the next few hours. Take the animals with. Actually, no, they left the animals, so it's good. She's good with cats. I was like, oh, which is huge.
Yes, no, that is huge. You don't want to be with someone who's like anti-animal. I think that would be a rough
one
because you love animals. Yeah. So
two kangaroos and a.
Wow. So she shows up at your house. Wow, this is big. Okay, which is good to know because you want to see like both of you have normal houses and things. So that's good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've been working out, so I was able to crank the drawbridge down myself to let her in.
Okay.
So, yeah. Getting these guns going.
All right. So, because a lot of that stuff you have no idea. You didn't know, by the way, there is a button you could have hit for your drawbridge over the moat, but it's not.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Remember, Chief 2 told me last time I was there. We were having fun making it go up and down. But anyway, okay. So she gets there, right? Okay. Okay, I know it's a while for you to walk.
Yes, exactly. And I didn't hear it. It'll come up on my phone. Somebody must have programmed that, but something happened. So
Okay.
there was a couple texts like, "I'm here. I don't know if they're going to call security or call the cops." I was like, "No, you're in the right area." So,
Okay.
um,
So she walks in.
yes, walks in. Yes. Mhm. High five. Like, you're the best. You made it past the moat of piranhas.
Right. Okay. So she's in the house now, officially in the house. And
Is it?
all right. And so
Yes.
now you're like, you said the conversations are just kind of flowing. Like, do you have
Mhm.
food ready? What are you dressed casually? What's going? Tell us, paint the picture here.
Yeah. So I casual in that I have clothes on. Um, or yeah, it's more formal.
Yeah,
My estate, my rules. Um,
that's right.
so no, I'm in a pair of like dark khakis, a
Dark
t-shirt,
khakis.
and a nice zip up hoodie, unzipped.
Oh,
And
what brand? Who are
yeah.
you wearing? What story are you telling, Seth?
Yeah, so you said just, I'm not a complete dirtbag most days and throughout the nights.
Okay, so you're wearing a full head to toe Gucci tracksuit, right? In
Exactly.
red, green, and white for Christmas colors. Do
Uh-huh.
you get
She's
in
like,
and
"Can
you
you
give
take
her?
that off? It's very disorienting." I was like, "I'm sorry."
Did you try to? You weren't wearing all the merch from Christmas Cousins merch to show off subtly, a humble brag. That would have
Uh,
been good. You might have been able to sell a T-shirt or something. So, so tell me, Seth. So she gets in. You give her the tour first, right?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you
Um,
show her the podcast studio?
yes, she
Whoa.
did see it. It was funny because I don't. We come in here and I was like, "Yeah, I have all this stuff in here." I mean, you can see there's pianos, guitars, drums.
Drums.
Different.
You could launch a rocket ship from there. It's wild what's going on in that room.
Exactly. You can't see all the servers back there. And
Yeah.
stuff. All the monitors from NASA and everything.
Yeah. There you go. You just launched one. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're hanging
While
out.
we're
What are
doing
you
this, I'm actually operating this thing to move that satellite they just landed and tipped over.
right?
Whatever it was.
You're multitasking, Seth. So
Absolutely.
what is the conversation about? How's it going? Are you having deep conversations? I'm curious. I haven't, I've been married
Um,
for 22 years. I don't know what you do on a date. I
well,
don't
I
know.
did what I understand. I put some music on. I started dancing. I asked her what she thought. So, right. What do you think of my footwork?
Woo, what a dose go. Okay,
So we do the tour. I show her the studio lab, whatever, stuff like that. And I made the comment. I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of like my man cave." And she's like, she's like seeing a lot of the house already or the home estate, whatever already. I was like, "Isn't it kind of all your man cave?" And I was like, "Yeah, you kind of do have a good
right.
point." It's,
That's a good
I mean,
point. Right. It's all you.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's why there's things that haven't been hung up, things I like. It's not a
Yeah.
big thing to hang them up. Anyway, so
For those of you
we
who
do
haven't been by Seth House, you may just like step on a Chagall painting or a Picasso. Like he just has them
exactly.
strewn about. Like other people
Mhm.
have like paper bags from groceries. So remember that one time I felt so bad. I stepped right through a Van Gogh, and Seth was like, "Whatever, I've got 10 more in the closet." So it's a whole
Exactly.
different experience,
I think I had somebody tape it up or put that,
right?
like, adhesive, stuff.
No, that one, Seth, you threw out. You just chucked it.
Okay, is that
Yeah.
the Louvre has one of them, I think, that I get. I'm like, "Here, take it." I was like,
Right. You
uh
gave them that and tape, from what I recall.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That
Those
was
are somebody's
Wheatfield with Crows, I believe I stepped into. That was the
that
one. Van
that
Clo's
would be the
Wheatfield
one.
with Crows. Yeah, you didn't care for that. It's from 1890. You weren't a fan. Anything post 1890, you were more 1880s. Cafe Terrace at Night, Self Portrait, Starry Night, those kind of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those would have gotten me a little ruffled, but
yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're hanging out, talking. By the
Mhm.
way, I have bad news. Picasso died. I just looked it up. July 29th, 1890. I'm sorry, Seth.
1990.
1890. Sorry.
Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's,
Oh, I know. She's 37 years old. Anyway, where were we? So you're going around talking, right?
mm,
Like, are you talking
yes.
like about what? Just getting to know each other? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, maybe touching on conversations from the previous date, commenting on things in the house. As you go
You
to
find
different
yourself,
room.
do you feel it's going well? You feel like you're being charming at this point?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still a little bit of nerves, but yeah, for the
Okay.
most part, which I think is good. I think
Okay.
it's good to kind of carry those nerves, as long as I'm
Right.
not like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. My stomach is, I'm gonna be sick. But yeah, so it's going well. And then yeah, it's she's like, so had noticed that my bed was made.
Mm.
And she's like, do you make your bed, or is that just because I'm here? I was like, no, I do. I have for years made my bed in the
Yeah.
morning, and it's
Okay. So she was
what's it?
impressed by your cleanliness. You are a very clean person. Even when you stayed here this summer, I know
Yes.
one of my wife's favorite things about your stay, besides your general presence, was how clean and neat you were and how tidy. So
I wear that as a badge of honor. I
yes, that's
like
right. He
I
hosed
like
off
that
his feet
title.
after the beach. Yeah, he did great. He did really great.
I like that better than I have a hygienic look to me, which I
Right.
know I've
Yeah.
mentioned before. I just
You have an
like,
honest face. You have a very honest
yes.
face. So okay, so it's going well. Do
Mhm.
you eat together at the house? Do you have lunch?
Well, no. We just hung out. We got so immersed in the
I'll try another
conversation.
one of
And,
this. So,
Another
uh,
sip
uh,
of the regular eggnog?
yes, sir.
okay.
Please. Okay.
Here he
Yeah,
goes,
here's
everybody.
eggnog.
Second sip ever of eggnog. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
Nope.
I hope
So you didn't have
never to make
eggnog. In other words, no eggnog. I had to play that.
No, I don't even know if it's come up, but I hope to never make that sound in front of this girl.
Oh, well, nope. I love it. I hope you do. Okay, so you're chatting, things are flowing nicely. So you don't have lunch, or you do? What happened? How you
We
doing?
did not. We did not. Yeah, we were just talking, and then it was like realized what time it was.
What
And
time? Hours? Hours we talking?
yeah, I think a couple hour, yeah, about 2-ish. And
Wow.
so yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, and then yeah, we have a wonderful time. And
Wow.
like, yeah, unfortunately, my child was coming home. So,
Right.
yeah. So,
Too soon for you to introduce, obviously.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Okay.
so, yeah, that's where it was. And so she took off or ran out of there. I was like, oh, I'm like, is it a good thing or a bad thing? No. And yeah, and we're still talking, what, a day later?
So you talked that later that day. Oh, so this was just
Oh,
yesterday? Was this just yesterday?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And it was very uncharacteristic, I think, for both of us. Like it
Right.
was well, it's yeah, hey, I mean it's a beginning of the work week and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was like, oh, and I know there's stuff I had to do, there's
Right.
stuff she had to do. So, but
Okay.
so yeah, after we hung out, I'm like, I hope your work or other commitments, whatever, family also weren't put out because of
That was so romantic. You said, "I hope your work or other commitments, baba, put out." That was what you said.
yes.
That is so smooth.
I was just like, I don't know, I'm just saying this.
You're a
Yeah, it's
beautiful creature. You're a beautiful creature.
I long for the day where I
Godfather,
think it's
on
a
the
little
day of your daughter's marriage, I want to give this purse on the day of your daughter's wedding. Okay, so basically, okay, so Seth, let's wrap this up. You've had 3 dates now, not 1, not 2, but 3. So Seth,
And
yes.
now, for the moment you've all been waiting for.
is there a 4th date planned? What is that date if so?
Yes, I'm not going to go too much in detail. There is a fourth date planned.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's the plan?
I'm not going to say locations or anything like that.
Okay.
Maybe afterwards.
Is it in
But
town? Is it out of town? Is it what is it somewhere like in the house locally, or is it
yeah,
somewhere out of
we're gonna go
town?
to another wing of my home. Yeah, no, it's we're gonna do a little day trip. Sweet, sweet day trip.
A sweet, sweet day trip. A day
It'd be
trip.
nice,
Okay.
clear skies. Yeah, someplace it's a nice drive. It's a
Okay. How
nice,
far of a
not a
drive?
long drive. Far enough. Far
Okay. An
enough that
hour? 2 hours?
far enough. Oh, it's far enough that if we run out of conversation, there
Mhm.
shouldn't be too much time where it's awkward. So
Okay, because I'm trying to triangulate the exact
I
location where
know.
we
That's why I'm being very,
is it
very
in
vague.
Illinois? Is it in Illinois or Wisconsin? I assume those would be the 2 options.
That we border other states as well.
I know, but you seem to gravitate towards Wisconsin, so you're saying maybe you're going elsewhere. Okay, now I'm Googling what other states border Illinois, because I don't know. It's nowhere near a beach. I really have no idea what's around there. Uh, haven't paid much attention to that area. Maybe I should check it out.
There's nice parts, but yes, you're not finding any of the beaches. And
Okay,
I
so
mean,
here's here's what happened. You had a first date, a second date, a third date. Now you have a fourth date planned where you're driving somewhere for the day, not staying over, just for the day, correct?
yeah, right,
Are
right.
you
Yeah,
leaving
just a
early? Is this like it's like 6 a.m., 9 a.m., breakfast, lunch,
um
dinner?
I don't know. I don't know. This is a place that she's been to
Okay.
a few times. And so yeah, we don't really know what the plan is.
Okay.
I even know we're going. It's as far as I know, we're both going. Yeah, it'd be
Right.
weird if I went and she did. uh, where are you?
Okay, so you're going away for the day, not overnight, but this is a big step. You're driving together, you're going together. Presumably, there'll be at least one meal involved. Things are going
Yes.
well. And then after that, we'll see how that goes with the date 5, which I'm very excited. On the drive over, will you be listening to any Christmas Cousins podcast? She's got to be curious.
I,
We need
she
the
might.
listenership.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. I don't know. It's yeah, that's a I'll have to think about that one because I don't really know. Yeah, I don't want to know if I want to listen to myself and it's just like,
Right.
oh, and then what episode? She's like, well, I
Right.
want to hear what
Right.
you said. And it's just like,
Well,
I
not
think
the
this is
first
good.
date. The first
What's
date
that?
episode would be pretty awkward, I think. Although she should listen on her own. It's a good coverage.
I don't know if she does or people do or
Right. Okay. So are there on this date, what is it, a weekend date?
yes, yeah.
Saturday, Sunday?
A weekend. So
Weekend. Okay.
that could
Do we want
start
to go
Friday evening and go
do
into
we want
I
to
guess
do a
Saturday
special live
or Sunday
event
evening.
covering? Do you want to do a special live event covering it live from the date or after the
Ah,
date?
so I might as well just nip this in the bud right now so the entire world knows. I don't think, and I wouldn't ask her.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't think I would have her on unless we had very, very obviously she was well agreeing to it.
Right.
Um, and yeah, she voice modulator and all
Welcome
sorts
to
of
the
stuff.
Christmas Cousins
Yeah, that's her.
podcast.
Like if the world can just imagine that's when we have her and I have conversations, that's what it is. What do you think of
Okay. So,
what do you
right.
think of the
So
current administration?
I really like dating Seth. Okay, we could blur out the face and voice and everything. No one will be able
But
to identify.
because it did come out, I say jokingly or maybe half jokingly, but yeah, I love doing this, and if they're separate worlds entirely, that's totally fine. I don't.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, say that for the downtime or the off season. Yeah, it's like,
Well, this is all about your journey You're not saying
Mhm.
anything or involving anybody. It's about your journey, not just over in
Right.
Christmas. It's about through all the seasons. And this is the season of love, Seth. So we've got to
It,
follow this journey.
and it is in, yeah, it's in February. I mean, it's the month
Yes.
of love, which is, I didn't really think about that.
The month of love.
Um,
Good point, Seth. Very good point.
yes.
All right. So the date is coming. If you get her permission to be able to give us an update after, it doesn't have to be a full show every time, but I think if
Yeah.
it's going to continue every 3 to 5 days, we should get updates and see what's going on.
Yeah. And I can provide those. There have been talks, and it's very, very preliminary. I don't want to get
Oh,
anybody's hopes up.
okay.
But there might be, it seems like she has a fairly large family, but I'm not going to say if she may have a cousin
Whoa.
that would maybe come on her behalf, or maybe, yeah. And who knows, this person may
Like
want
a
to be, have
spokesperson, a spokescousin?
a spokescousin. Yes, exactly. A
Okay.
spokescousin.
Right.
So again, very preliminary talks. We don't know. It might fizzle out, that part of it, but I'm not gonna badger her, pester her about it. So
Okay, as the show's producer, that's my job. I can badger and pester. That's no
right.
problem at all. I can handle that. So whatever that takes. I'm pretty persistent with that.
I know you are.
Yeah, Shay, it's Cousin Chad. I know it's 6 a.m., Shay. Oh, you're sleeping? I'll call back at 6:05. Hey, it's 6:05, Shay.
Yup, yet.
Just
What's the
text
matter,
me
lady?
just following up with my phone call. It's 6:06. If you can give me a call back, just want to see if you'll come on the show. Hey, haven't heard back yet. It's 6:07. Hi, I'm at your door.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, is everything okay? Haven't heard. Okay,
Seth
so
and I are worried about you. Actually, he doesn't know I'm contacting you.
well, Seth, I'm very happy
Yes.
for you. I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
for Mrs. X. This sounds like it's going well, maybe too well for the show purposes.
Yeah, it's I guess if we got started at this earlier, I mean, before Christmas or whatever, I was putting myself back out there earlier, maybe would have had some good fail, or what do they call it, a blooper reel of my
Right,
dating
right.
life. But yeah, but even
Uh,
then, it's wasn't terribly exciting back,
Okay.
yeah,
So this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, is the big fourth date where they're driving somewhere, they're eating, conversation. We're going to see if it's going to flow, how people start acting once they stop being polite and start getting real. The real world Seth's love life. This fascinating.
yes.
Okay. Well, Seth, I think we've covered it all. I
Yeah,
appreciate your openness. You seem to be glowing. You're very happy. I'm liking this new chapter in your life. And what do
thank
you
you.
think, audience?
Oh, thank you all. It's really nice. So,
Seth, do you have any final words before your big day? Any questions for the audience before we wrap up here
um,
that you need help
uh,
with?
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. It's let's say the ideas the ideas are say flowing. The conversation goes nice, and there seems to be, when her and I are talking, a lot of progress. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
exciting. It's exciting. Might I have a future where I'm not constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop? Here's a
Maybe,
cliffhanger.
maybe it could
Right.
happen. All right. At
Uh-huh.
least do me one favor. When the conversation
Yes.
turns to cousin Chad, just dial and hit speaker. And so just let me listen in.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be, fascinating. I'll pipe it in live through the show.
Oh, she's very aware of you. I say very aware of you. She's aware of you. Yes. You
That
can
is
probably be
awesome.
persistent, but
Yes. Well,
you
I
reach
can't
it.
wait to interview her next week. And Seth, live from the day. I'm happy for you. Good luck
Thank
going
you.
forward. Thank you for keeping us, the Christmas Cousins community at large, updated. We're all behind you. We all want it to go well. And
Mhm.
we're here for you either way. So, Seth,
Okay.
congrats. Proud. Thank you.
Thank you. And maybe
Keep
at
it
some
going.
point we'll go back to that good housekeeping list and see if any of those things would have worked or didn't work.
There's
But
future
yeah.
dates to be had for that, for sure. Anybody with date ideas, let us know. message us at christmascousinspod or christmascousinspod@gmail.com. Seth, thank you again. This has been awesome. I'm Cousin Chad.
Yes. I'm Cousin Seth.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.